Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we're diving straight into what might just be the story of the 2026 playoffs, Orlando's Goliath-slaying Game 4. Let's get right into it.
6. Just let that number sink in for a second. In the entire multi-decade history of the NBA playoffs, a number 8 seed has only eliminated a number 1 seed 6 times. It's literally one of the rarest feats in all of professional basketball. And yet, here we are. After Monday night's incredibly grinding 94-88 victory, the Orlando Magic have a 3-1 series lead. They are standing right on the precipice of becoming number 7. I mean, think about it. They are just 48 minutes away from joining one of the most exclusive Goliath-slaying clubs in all of sports.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the sheer contrast here is what makes this whole explainer so fascinating. On paper, guys, this was supposed to be a total mismatch. You've got the 60-win Detroit Pistons, the absolute undisputed kings of the Eastern Conference regular season, going up against a 45-win Orlando Magic squad, a squad that, remember, had to literally fight and claw their way through a home play and elimination game just to get the final spot in the bracket. But fast forward to Game 4, and Orlando somehow forces this 94-88 victory that puts Detroit firmly on the brink of an extremely early summer vacation. It was a total dogfight out there. The kind of game where pure, gritty willpower just completely supersedes raw talent.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer mystery of the box score. I mean, if I just walked up and told you that an NBA team shot an absolutely abysmal 32.6% from the field for an entire playoff game, you'd logically assume they got blown right out of the gym, right? No way they win that. But look at the numbers here. The Magic somehow managed to overcome those severe shooting woes through elite, highly disciplined ball security. Orlando only turned the ball over 12 times. Meanwhile, they forced the number 1 seed Pistons into a staggering 20 turnovers. 20! That turnover differential meant extra possessions, extra opportunities, and it basically mathematically erased Orlando's terrible shooting percentages. It was an ugly win, for sure, but man, it was incredibly effective.
And if you trace the first half, the momentum swings were just absolutely wild. Orlando came flying out of the gates, right? Riding this massive wave of energy from a frenzied, blue-clad home crowd. They scored the game's first 8 points, built a commanding 19-7 lead, and you're thinking, okay, here we go. But then, the shooting just completely dried up. I mean, the Magic missed 13 straight shots, which allowed Detroit to go on this punishing 25 run. So midway through the second quarter, the Pistons had seized a 40-30 advantage. But Orlando, they clawed right back. They fought through the absolute mud to take a razor-thin 54-52 lead heading into the locker room at halftime. It was a total roller coaster of emotion and execution.
Now, to survive a chaotic game like that, you absolutely need steady hands. And Orlando found them in 2 really key places. First off, Desmond Bane was just brilliant, pouring in a team-high 22 points. And he actually did it with a little extra motivation, because his former Grizzlies teammates Jamal and Jaren Jackson Jr. were sitting right there courtside cheering him on. Bane even banked in this massive 3-pointer late in the fourth to extend Orlando's lead to 92-86. And alongside him, you had Franz Wagner being incredibly efficient. He provided 19 crucial points in just 3 quarters of action, really keeping the Magic afloat during the heaviest of the Detroit storms.
Let's move to and see how this builds into the broader story of the team's mental toughness. Because while Bane and Wagner were steady, the young stars had to show just pure, gritty resilience. I mean, look at these numbers. They're brutal. Paolo Banchero scored 18 points, but it took him a really tough 4 of 18 shooting night to get there. And Jalen Suggs, he had it even worse. He was 1 for 13 from the floor. Actually, scratch that. It was even tougher, because he missed his first 8 shots straight. But the thing is, he didn't stop competing. When his team needed it absolutely the most, he nailed a massive 3-pointer from the corner to give Orlando an 85-80 lead. That right there, that is the literal definition of having a short memory and immense playoff confidence.
But honestly, the true spark plug, the guy who absolutely blew the roof off the building, was Jamal Cain. Cain completely electrified the arena in the fourth quarter. He took off for this absolutely nasty driving poster dunk right over Caris LeVert early in the period. And he wasn't done. With under 5 minutes to go, he throws down a massive one-handed tip-in dunk over Jalen Duren that gave the Magic a crucial 87-85 lead. Those weren't just 2 points on a stat sheet, you know? Those were momentum-shifting, soul-snatching plays that completely re-energized the team right when they were physically exhausted.
So the crucial point is understanding exactly why Jamal Cain had to step up into those massive fourth-quarter moments in the first place. Late in the third quarter, with just 1:34 remaining on the clock, Franz Wagner had to leave the game due to right calf soreness, and he did not return. This is a massive, massive alert for the rest of the series. Wagner is scheduled to undergo an MRI on Tuesday to assess the damage, and while he told reporters he's really hoping to play in Game 5, we all know calf injuries are notoriously tricky. His availability, or, lack thereof, completely alters the tactical landscape for both teams moving forward.
And this brilliantly illustrates the extreme historical danger that the Detroit Pistons are now trapped in. Look at the company Detroit is keeping here. The 2011 San Antonio Spurs. They lost in 6 games. The 2007 Dallas Mavericks. They famously lost to the We Believe Warriors in 6 games. When a 61 Goliath falls down 3-1 to an 8 seed, history tells us they very rarely get back up. The mathematical and historical pressure that is squarely resting on the Pistons' shoulders right now is just absolutely suffocating.
To really understand the raw emotion pouring out of both of these fan bases right now, you have to consider these massive franchise playoff droughts. For the Magic, we're talking about a 37-year-old franchise that has never won an NBA title. Plus, they haven't won a single playoff series since 2010, back when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. But Detroit's drought? It's remarkably even longer. Despite their 60-win regular season this year, the Pistons haven't advanced to the second round since losing in the East Finals way back in 2008. So for one of these long-suffering fan bases, a massive curse is about to be lifted. For the other, the painful wait just continues.
Which brings us to the ultimate question facing both these squads as we look ahead to Wednesday night's Game 5 in Detroit. Can this gritty, defensive-minded Orlando Magic team finish off an all-time historic upset on the road, potentially without a fully healthy Franz Wagner? Or will the 60-win Detroit Pistons finally wake up, rediscover their regular season dominance, and fight their way out of this 3-1 hole to save their entire season? The stage is set for an absolute classic. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. We'll see exactly how history unfolds on the court. Keep learning, keep watching, and we'll catch you next time.